The Yadavas inebriated, not just with drink, but with excessive affluence, comfort, and above all, arrogance. These three things, affluence, comfort, and arrogance, can make you far more unconscious than any drink or drug can do. A great Kannada saint, who is known as Allama or Allama Mahaprabhu, said, if a man has broken his limbs with a fall from a mountain, if his bones are crushed, you can talk to him and get a response. If he is bitten by a venomous snake and he's frothing in his mouth, you can talk to him and get a response. If he's dying of some deadly disease and when his last breath is in and out, if you talk to him, you can get a response. But once they are bitten by money, you can't get a response from them. They'll go about totally inebriated. This happened to Yadavas big time. They became very prosperous, very drunk, very loose. In this condition, they fought with each other and they destroyed themselves. Krishna and Balarama, silent witnesses sitting away from the city, on the mainland. Dwarka is on an island. And then the seas rose. The winds blew very hard and the ocean rose and started eating into the foundations of Dwarka city. And slowly, Dwarka city started going down. Then Krishna told his cousin brother Uddhava, there is nothing to save in Dwarka, but there is an idol of Vishnu which my father Vasudeva established, and it has been an idol of his daily worship. I would like to save this one thing. Go get this idol. Uddhava went on a small skiff, picked up the idol, and the winds pushed him back to the mainland. He brought it. Then Krishna instructed the sage Brihaspati to take this idol and establish it in a place which is not corrupted by the Kshatriya politics. He told him, go beyond the mountains and go to Kerala and establish this. Brihaspati took this idol in a small sailboat and sailed down the coast towards Kerala. So Brihaspati was the guru, assisted or powered by the wind, Vayu. So this idol, when it was established, came to be known as Guruvayur. Guruvayur idol is the idol that Vasudeva was worshipping through his life. And it is essentially a Vishnu temple, but seen as a Krishna temple, manifestation of Krishna, because it was his intention that this temple should move so far down south that it will not be affected by the corruption the Kshatriyas of the day created.
Shri Krishna Sharanam सहस्रवर्षों की ये दृष्टि दे दिशा कर नव ये सृष्टि सहस्रवर्षों की ये दृष्टि दे दिशा कर नव ये सृष्टि गुरुवायूर दिशा कर दी सुवृष्टि गुरुवायु को भेज दक्षिण चाहु दिशा कर दी सुवृष्टि कृष्णा शरणम श्री कृष्णा शरणम रहे सदा वे दृग अचल तब कर दिया निर्णय अटल जब रहे सदा वे दृग अचल सब गुरुवायु को भेज दक्षिण कर दिया साकर परम तप श्री कृष्णा शरणम श्री कृष्णा शरणम श्री कृष्णा शरणम.
Back in Hastinapur, after the war is over, they settle down to become kings once again after the old people have left. Yudhishthira ruled in a just manner, but as time lapsed, they forgot many things that they themselves went through, and they forgot many things about what other people went through, and above all, they forgot many things that Krishna told them on the way. 1,000,000 deaths on their hands, enormous strife that they themselves went through, and above all, the presence of an avatar with them. Everything slowly faded into memory. The day-to-day affairs of the kingdom became more important. So, they ruled well, but they did not look like they were doing things under divine influence. They did well. There is a difference between doing well and creating a situation which is divine in nature. There is a difference between being successful and being in a state of supplication. With very meager arrangements, with very meager food, with very meager life, if one is in supplication, he can make his life… If life is filled with grace, you will see a simple hermit will look glorious. Glory will not come because of heaps of gold or diamonds or silks. Glory comes because of the way a man can bear himself. And that bearing will come only when the divine stands by him. Otherwise, it doesn't matter how successful a man is, the more successful he becomes, the more distorted he becomes. Because the essential nature of human mind is, the more it thinks, invariably it'll get more confused. Unless it is touched by another dimension, which is like a living track, that it can think all over the place and still this one thing is always stable. Only then, when you are on the path of grace, you can think insane and still be 100% focused and graceful about your life. Otherwise, as you get more successful and you have to manage 100 different things at the same time, the moment you think about 100 things at a time, you will start going insane. Only thing is you won't know because there will be a few psychopaths around you clapping their hands because they are enamored by the money or the wealth or the silks or the gold that they see around you. They will give you a completely wrong picture. But if somebody else looks at you, you look like a completely distorted creature, more than Ashtavakra. Sahasravakra, 1,000 distortions, not 8 distortions. So slowly this set in all the brothers. They became successful, they conquered, they conducted an Ashwamedha yaga, this dominated the whole place. Largely, Yudhishthira was the only one who remembered every word of Krishna and tried to live it to whatever extent he could with the responsibilities that he carried upon his head. All others slowly became kings, enjoyed being rich, being around the king, being the king's brothers. They married multiple times and they lived. They lived well, they did not live in too much arrogance, they did not exploit anybody, they're just living well. But human idea of living well itself is a horrible exploitation. Our idea of living well today in the world is a serious exploitation of every creature on the planet, isn't it? We don't have to be evil-minded. If we are development-minded, we are evil enough. Yes or no? Our idea of development is a serious enough evil. We don't need an evil mind. We don't need a Duryodhana, I am saying. We just need an Arjuna. Successful, conquest. This is evil enough for everybody else. For every other creature on the planet, this is evil enough, isn't it? Only if you think you are the creature, then you are okay. But that is blindness. That is not life. So life happened. They reached towards their old age. Then Yudhishthira said, Parikshit had grown up as a fine young man. So Yudhishthira said, it's time we coronate Parikshit and we try to sort out our own lives. Mind you, they lived with Krishna, but they still need to sort it out. That's the whole problem with humanity. They lived with the presence of the divine, but they still have to sort it out themselves. So, they coronated Parikshit as the emperor of the Kuru dynasty. He was the only living one. This is Abhimanyu's son and Arjuna's grandson. These 6 people, the Pandavas and Draupadi, decided to go on their Vanaprastha. And when they walked out of Hastinapur, people gathered in huge numbers because they have been around for so long. There are many of the older generation who have seen them through all kinds of trials and tribulations, and they have come out successful. They have ruled for 36 years and now they are leaving. It's a major event and a change that's happening in the empire.